100 strong, 100 strong. What's that word, family? Hey, man, check this out.
Pressure, I apply the pressure. Pressure, pressure, I apply the pressure. Pressure, pressure, I apply the pressure. Yeah, pressure, pressure, I apply the pressure.
Folks, I can't believe it, man. A jury of his peers found Donald Trump guilty on all 34 charges. And it's weird to me. So let me get this right. You can go to jail on felony charges for paying a woman to say, hey, we didn't have sex. You can go to jail for that. Not only that, be charged with 30 some odd felonies. And for this to be a jury of Trump's peers, I know that this was a setup, man. Let me tell y'all something. Democrats don't like Donald Trump, but little known secret, Republicans hate his guts as well, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, the Republicans, they talk behind his back, but they smile in his goddamn face. And I'm going to tell y'all, I'm shocked. I'm in disbelief. I can't believe it. It's so close to the election. They didn't want to see this man in office because Trump did something, man. Trump helped out African Americans, man. He got a lot of them out of jail. Yeah. It was a lot of racism going on when he was the president, but it's the same racism going on right now, even though they not riding around in their feelings like they used to. I want to see them in their feelings. I want my neighbors to feel comfortable with hanging that Confederate flag. So when Christmas comes around or I see somebody stealing a package off their porch, I don't say shit, man. You know, y'all can't use my video footage if somebody broke into my neighbor's house because why? They fly Confederate flags because they think that they can do it and nobody cares about it. But let me tell y'all this, man. I'm so confused with what Trump was arrested for and what the charge is, man. What is the crime, right? So I'm going to pull this video up and we're going to see what the crime is in this particular situation. I'll be right back.
Jurors are now tasked with coming to a verdict on whether Trump falsified business records related to a hush money payment to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. I want to bring in MSNBC legal correspondent Katie Phang, who is also the host of the Katie Phang Show right here on MSNBC. Katie, always great seeing you. So this charge is typically a misdemeanor. It's been elevated to a felony. Tell us how that shapes the jury's objectives.
Yeah, so Jose, let's refresh everybody's recollection. This is your 12 jurors. You've got 7 men and 5 women, but what they're really focusing on, what is the crime, right? And so the underlying misdemeanor is the falsification of business records. And in order to make it a felony, there had to have been the intent to commit or conceal another crime. So a lot of people are asking, well, what do you mean, Katie? What's that other crime? Well, in New York, and according to the prosecution, the other crime that Trump was going to commit was a violation of New York election law. And basically, it's when you promote or prevent the election of a person to a public office by using unlawful means.
So let me get this right. She said he was going to commit another crime, but he didn't commit that crime. Is that what she's saying? I don't get it, man. I'll be back though.
And people say, well, what unlawful means? Because the jury instructions, Jose, make it clear that the unlawful means do not have to be agreed upon by all 12 of the jurors. And so the jurors are listening and have heard to the evidence that there was a violation of the Federal Election Campaign Act. There was also a violation of the creation of false business records, violation of tax laws. And why this is so good for the prosecution, Jose, is that because there does not have to be all 12 jurors in agreement as to what the unlawful means was, they just have to agree that there was the falsification of business records with the intent to promote or prevent the election of a public official through unlawful means. You have what I call is a buffet of criminality. They can choose from
a buffet of criminality, man. So why is Stormy Daniels not arrested if it has something to do with tax laws? Did she pay taxes on the money that Donald Trump gave her? And falsifying business records is a misdemeanor. See, that's what they do, man. They use this criminal justice system. Let me get up out of here. I'm from Chicago. People get caught with gun after gun after gun. They don't have to do no more than 5 years. People get caught murders. Everything's on video. Oh, the technicalities let these guys loose to run the streets, right? See, that's what I'm saying. They'll lock Trump up for doing some little shit, white collar crime, shit that white people normally get a slap on the wrist for. But now we can see that because it's Trump, they done trumped up the charges, man. And that's exactly what's going on in this particular situation right here. I'm starting to hate the Democratic Party. I'm starting to think that they don't have our well-being in mind. Like I said, we got niggas in Chicago constantly getting arrested for doing petty crimes all the way up to felonies. Motherfuckers got 40 felonies, still walking the streets to commit more felonies on our people. And at the same time, they get money from the federal government to build up a police army, to be in our communities. And when it's time to flip that switch, bam, they can kick us out. Bam, they can do whatever they want to do to us. This really seems kind of odd, kind of crazy to me. I don't get it. I see people using the might of the government to hurt a man that let so many black people free when he was president. He let, I believe, most, if not all, of Larry Hoover's co-defendants out. The only thing he didn't do was free Larry Hoover. And looking back, I bet Trump, he should have did that. Maybe Larry could have organized for him or something like that. I don't know. But it is kind of odd to me that Bill Clinton can be in there having sex in the White House, don't go to jail. But Donald Trump, he paid a woman before he became the president to keep her damn mouth closed, and he gets to go to jail? Oh, well, you didn't pay taxes on the money. Oh, well, you tried to write it up as she was an employee. You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy, insane. Something that's normally a fine or a misdemeanor is now turned to a felony because of who Trump is, man. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm about to play the video of the aftermath, right? What happened once those people said that Trump was guilty. I'll be back after this.
Jubilation outside the courthouse as the Trump verdict is announced. Anti-Trump protesters celebrating. The former president guilty on all 34 counts. We're also hearing chants of lock him up from this crowd. Word came down that the jurors had reached a verdict late Thursday afternoon.
There's a verdict, a note that was sent.
Let me say this, man. All those people that were standing in those crowds to hear that verdict and cheering, lock them up and all that, man, those people are fucking crazies. Don't you, as a black person, ever believe in these fake liberals. They say one thing, but they think another way. And that's exactly what's going on. Those people that were out there, they got mental illness, bro. They got mental problems. They need help, probably hooked on opioids.
At 4:20 p.m. Eastern, that was 17 minutes ago. We have a verdict in the criminal trial of Donald Trump.
After almost 10 hours of deliberating, the jury had reached its decision.
Count 1, guilty. Count 2, the former president found guilty. Count 3, guilty.
The guilty counts were announced one by one.
Count 6, guilty. Count 7, guilty. Count 8, guilty.
In total, the word guilty was pronounced 34 times. Trump sat there stone-faced, a glum look on his face as guilty.
Hell, damn. Trump, he do look fucked up, man. Right here in this picture, man, this nigga, he feeling it. They treating this nigga like a real nigga. This is crazy, man. Look at Trump, man. He's desperate right now. He don't know what to say. He can't believe it. I can't believe it. Nobody on that jury was a Trumper.
He was largely expressionless. The New York Times reported his allies on Fox News were outraged.
We have gone over a cliff.
Sentencing has been set for July 11th, 4 days before the start of the GOP convention that is expected to nominate him for the presidency. Trump waited for the verdict in a holding room, eating snacks. Then his world changed. He had this to say as he left the courthouse.
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace.
Folks, I got to tell y'all the truth, man. I believe this was a rigged trial. Not because I'm a Trump fan, nothing like that, but the Democrats are about to tear this country up. They're letting in all these illegal migrants. Before you know it, you ain't gonna have a job for your teenagers to work at in McDonald's, because all the migrants are gonna take those jobs, those low-paying jobs that we normally give to our teenagers, especially in the Black community. This shit is gonna hurt us. And they still don't have a plan for Black folks, man. Let me say this, right? It's 49 million Black people in America. All they have to do is drop down $49 billion. Now, that might sound like a big number right now, but it's nothing compared to what they give in Israel, what they give in the Ukraine. If they gave us $49 billion to uplift the Black community, I'm talking about for education, for starting businesses, for trade schools. If they did that for the Black community, and of course, a little pocket change. If they did that for the Black community, we wouldn't even care about all the illegals coming in. But we send all the illegals, y'all getting billions of dollars to take care of. We send all the billions that y'all giving to other countries all over the world, not just Ukraine and Israel. You know, it's all over the world. Just hit us right. Hit us right, and we'll be okay with it, because we'll be able to lead this motherfucker if it came down to it. And that's the thing. We trapped in America. We have no choice but to do what these folks tell us to do, man. And doing this to Trump, I believe, is going to tear down our democracy. Now, somebody in the barbershop just told me, they said, Lo, do you believe these people are going to be out here riding and going crazy? No, I don't think that's going to happen. For the most part, they saw what happened on January 6th. People went to jail. They're not going to tear up their own community. So where they going to riot at? But let me just say this. Let me just say this, ladies and gentlemen. It's a sad day in America, if you ask me. Now, I'll be back with more news and commentary. Leave your comments in the bottom in the comment section, and I'll try to answer what I can answer. Maybe we'll do a follow-up video about this particular subject. But tell me how y'all feel about Trump being found guilty. Did it surprise you? Peace.
I apply the pressure. I apply the pressure. I apply the pressure. Yeah, pressure. I apply the pressure.